Welcome to CCN News. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, February 25th. The Ninth Circuit Court rules that Trump administration stripping away from abortion clinics is constitutional. Trump calls for Justices Sotomayor and Ruth Ginsburg to recuse themselves. Matt Gaetz is being investigated, and Democrats celebrate the Florida bar probe into the GOP lawmaker. Louisiana judge admits to exchanging racist text with cop boyfriend about courtroom employees. And the DC sniper Lee Boyd Malvo pulls Supreme Court appeal after new Virginia parole laws. Let's get to the news. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled on Monday that the Trump administration can continue stripping federal funds from the clinics that offer abortions. The court upheld the Trump administration 2019 declaration that taxpayer-funded clinics must stop referring women for abortions or be stripped of their Title X funding. Judge Sandra Ikuda wrote on Monday's majority opinion stating that there is no gag on non-directive abortion consultations. The Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, followed the decision in June by alerting clinics that it would be enforcing the administration's ban. Planned Parenthood withdrew from the Title X federal family planning program, thereby foregoing about $60 million a year in August of 2019, rather than complying with the decision. The rule, which advances President Donald Trump's promise to stop federal funding businesses that perform abortions, requires that organizations that perform abortions and make abortion referrals will have to do so in a separate building for those that receive Title X federal funds. Enough about this guy. President Donald Trump on Monday called for the Supreme Court Justices Sotomayor and Ruth Ginsburg to recuse themselves from any cases involving his administration after a recent stinging dissent by Sotomayor. Trump was responding to a statement from Fox News host Laura Ingraham, who said that Sotomayor accused the GOP appointed justices of being biased in favor of the president. "This is a terrible thing to say," Trump tweeted, trying to shame some into voting her way. "She never criticized Justice Ginsburg when she called me a faker. Both of them should be recused," he added. Sotomayor's dissent came Friday after a ruling in the case of Wolf versus Cook County. The justice who was appointed by President Barack Obama, wrote that the Trump administration repeatedly uses the reason of emergency bias to bypass lower courts. Claiming one emergency after another, the government has recently sought stays in an unprecedented number of cases, demanding immediate attention and consuming limited court resources in each, Sotomayor wrote in a dissent. Controversial Representative Matt Gaetz, a Republican out of Florida, could suffer professional sanctions or even lose his law license after a stunt Republicans pulled in an attempt to derail the impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump. 3 weeks ago, the Miami-Dade Democratic Party filed an official complaint over Gaetz storming a sensitive compartmented information facility known as the SIF back in October. Impeachment proceedings are a legal process leading to a trial and therefore are covered by the Florida Bar Rules of Conduct, Chairman Steve Simeonis said at the time. Simeonis posted a picture of the letter he reportedly received from the Florida Bar Association. "The Florida Bar is aware of the issue you reported and is taking appropriate measures," the letter says. "A file has been opened." Appearing on a local television station on Sunday, a district court judge in Assumption Parish, Louisiana, owned up to racist comments she made about African American employees in her courtroom when she texted to her then police officer boyfriend. According to WAFB, Judge Jessica LeBlanc intentionally denied using the N-word about a black sheriff deputy and a black law clerk in her district when texting her former chief, deputy captain Bruce Prejean, with whom she was involved with while they both were married. In her weekend interview, the judge came clean and apologized after stating, "I admit that I used the word. I profusely apologize for it. I should have never said it. It was uncalled for. I was angry. I was upset, but it's no excuse. According to the reports, though, at least I was never unfaithful to you with anyone, much less a nigger." One of the messages read, "I am sure you are with thug nigga Eric. He is such a good friend," said another. Lee Boyd Malvo asked the Supreme Court to dismiss his appeal on Monday after a change to Virginia state law now makes him eligible for parole. Malvo, who is serving multiple life sentences for his part in the murderous 7-week rampage that terrorized the nation's capital region, has sought resentencing to take into account his age at the time of the crimes. He was 17 back in 2002 when he helped John Allen Muhammad killed 10 and wound 3 others. Virginia's Governor Ralph Northam, a Democrat, signed the measure on Monday, allowing any person sentenced to life as a juvenile and who has served at least 20 years to be considered for early release by the state's parole board. The new law means that Malvo and other juvenile offenders serving life in Virginia will be eligible to be considered for parole after serving 20 years, said Malvo's attorney Danielle Spinney in an email to NBC News. And once again, thank you for watching CCN News. I am your host, Captivating Christian. And as always, be the change you want to see. If you want change, the change starts with you. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments below. I would like to hear what you think about these stories and more. All right, have a good day. Peace.